Just finished filming my AM skincare routine, so I thought I would go ahead and kind of kick off the updated fall winter skincare routines and first start off with my Clarisonic, my cleansing device. Clarisonic was developed by David Giuliani, if I am pronouncing his last name right. There actually is a total of 5 men, but I consider David as the main person who developed it, and then the other 4 men are kind of like the co-developers and perhaps financing and therefore. But to me, David is the true Clarisonic guy. Now, David actually sold Sonic Care to the brand Philips and the technology and everything that goes. So he just left that, and then again, him and then 4 other men, they left to then create the Clarisonic. So that was the year after. So in 2001, the first Clarisonic was actually introduced to the market. Now, I personally feel that even though it was in 2001, it really did not take off until the Mia 1 started to get some buzz out in the market, and that was about 2004. When you're looking at the Mia 1, that 1 would represent there's 1 brush speed on the actual device. So when you turn it on, that's the only speed you're going to get for the brush to do its thing, and then you turn it off. It also comes with a 1-year warranty. Mia 2 will be 2 different brush speeds, and then again a 2-year warranty. Then at that time there was the Aria 3. Now that is the one that I had when it first came out, and I actually wanted the Aria 3 because it came with a brush stand. That was actually the only reason why I wanted it. I said, well, I don't want to leave my device kind of just hanging out on the bathroom corner. I wanted something that it can actually sit in, and that was the only one it came in. There wasn't a 3 added to the name Aria, it just was Aria, but it was also 3 speeds, and that is something that I like too, because depending on the tolerance of your skin, you can go low, medium, and high. Being the fact that it was a brand new device to me, I was like, I don't know what to expect. I wanted to start at a low speed and then gradually work my way up. That was my thought process, but shoot, you ask me now, it's always on number 3. Boop, I bypass 1 and 2 altogether. April of 2015 is when I actually received this device, the actual Mia 3. And the reason why I actually got this is my Aria stopped the charging cord. It stopped sticking to the device. For some reason, it no longer would hold there. So I thought it might have been this, so I reordered another one of those, and then a new one came and it wouldn't stick. I took it back to Nordstrom's. It actually was the original retailer where I received it as a Christmas gift, and Nordstrom, no questions asked, they just went ahead and switched it out and they gave me the Mia 3. So when you do either purchase your device first or you receive it as a gift, always make sure that you go on the Clarisonic website and just register your device. You can just log in like I just did today, and I found out when I actually purchased or received the device, and then that will also track your warranty. So I do have until April of next year in which this device itself is going to be, fully covered. My desire to actually own a Clarisonic device was just reading up so much on it and everybody just giving such rave reviews that their skin was transforming. They were noticing just a huge difference in not only just their face feeling incredibly clean, that everything was just off their face. Their makeup was off. There was just nothing on their skin. It seemed to make their products, their skincare products, absorb well into their skin, and they just noticed an improvement in the texture. I mean, I just remember reading so much. I was asking questions. I remember I was bugging the brand. I remember I was asking friends and family. So just really kind of doing my own research, but I never took the plunge. I never said, I'm going to spend this amount on the brush. So I just said, okay, I'm just going to use it as a wish list item. So any type of a holiday, birthdays and Christmas, look, this is what I want. I don't want anything else. You know how I feel about skincare. That is the device I want. And then one Christmas, The Clarisonic Aria Santa arrived and stuck it under the tree, and I have been a happy camper ever since. I can honestly say that I am an avid user. I do believe in the device and the system, and I do like how it just what it does to my skin. Now, it is the holiday season, so that would be my first tip to you is if you are someone that wants to try the Clarisonic, whether it's Mia 1, 2, or 3, put it on your wish list. Say, this is the only thing I want. And hopefully your Clarisonic, your skincare Santa, will come as well. I do know that the device, you know, is an investment. I mean, it's an investment even with the Mia 1. It's $100, but I mean, $100 means a lot to different people. And if that's not in your budget, it's just not in your budget. Also, owning this device goes beyond owning this in itself. Clarisonic recommends that you do change the brush heads every 3 months. Now, you can be, you know, that type of person who I'm gonna stick by that rule. I will change it every 3 months, or you can change it pretty much whenever you want to. What I started to do is I was paying attention to my brush, the actual bristles. And what I would do is I would really look up, and when I can see that the bristles are getting frayed, because they'll start to look a little bit worn, I put a calendar alert on my phone. I have the Apple system, so you know, it talks to the devices. The Mac talks to my iPhone. And so I would put it on my calendar when I had the device. And then whenever I noticed that the bristles were starting to look frayed, then I look on the calendar and just start counting the months. And I noticed the months would, I think the longest it added up to was 5 months. So it's just give or take. Sometimes I would change it every 4 months. Sometimes I would change it 5 months. So I never really went by the 3-month rule. But there is a cost associated with the replacement heads. Now, if you want to stay with the actual Clarisonic branded brushes, those prices I feel vary as well. They can be, if you get it maybe on sale, sometimes depending on which retailer, like Ulta, Sephora, sometimes you can get a deal. I think they're about $15. It could be $20, but I believe the actual cost of these brush heads, just right off the top of my head, I'm trying to recall, it's probably maybe $25. I will actually have the actual price down in the info box, but see, that's an investment. So if you're thinking every 3 months, let's say you want to stick by that rule, you're going to be paying for that. So it can start to add up. I think when you think about it, if you do the math, I feel that owning this device on its own, let's say that you went by the 3-month rule and you went by the actual Clarisonic branded brushes, every year you're probably going to be spending an additional $120 just for that alone. Therefore, my tip to you is do what I do. What I started to do is I noticed that the places that I was shopping at, like TJ Maxx and Marshall's, they actually sell brush heads. Like this is one, I actually just picked this up the other day. This one I tend to see a lot at Marshall's, or my Marshall's. It's by the brand Bella Beauty. But what's great about this is it's a 4-pack, and on the back of the box, it will say that it's compatible with the Clarisonic cleansing system. That's what you want to see. You want to find a brush head, or either in a set or by itself, that says compatible. If it's compatible, then you know it will work. Now, this 4-pack of the brushes, it was actually on a stand of holiday gifts. And the cost of this is, I think it's $7.99, because that's what I paid last time. Yep. There it is, the price, $7.99. So $7.99, $8. This pretty much comes out to $1.99, $2 a brush head. Just to show you, I'm going to take off this brush head. I'm just going to put on the one from the box, and it will snap right in, and the cap just fell off, and there you go. Real quick, I want to just touch base on the actual brush heads themselves. They come in various type of, I would say, textures would be a good way to say it, because they're labeled as, there's like a normal brush head, there's a deep pour, there's sensitive. I remember at one point there was an acne one. I don't know if they still have that. And then they have a luxury. Depending on the title of the brush head, that is going to indicate the actual softness of the bristles. So when you're thinking, for example, the luxury brush head, the bristles are just incredibly soft. It's like cashmere, like a bunny on your skin. A sensitive brush head would be one where, you know, it's not going to really feel like it's, what's the word? Just irritating your skin. Knowing how I am obsessed with skincare, can you guess which brush head is my favorite? Deep pore. Maybe it's just in my head, but I feel that the deep pore is like, in a way, kind of sucking into my skin and pulling all the gunk out. But I don't feel that it doesn't irritate my skin. And I don't know, it could just completely be a psychological image in my head, but deep pore is my favorite. Then the second would be normal. So again, I kind of alternate between those. Now I did do a dedicated video on the foundation brush head. That's their newest one as well, besides their firming system device. And I did take back that one because even though I did like it, I don't want to be sharing one brush handle with two brushes and going back and forth. I don't really miss it, to be honest. I haven't really thought about it since I took it back, but I do want to let you know that, you know, of course there is that option as well. Next, let's talk about cleansers. Now, the cleansers I like to use with my device are foaming type of cleansers, and that's actually the type of cleansers that I personally prefer to use. They are gentle. I don't use cleansers that are like rough in texture or have like a high pH balance to it. I tend to like something that's a little bit, you know, gentle, get the makeup off, help as a second method as far as a double cleanse in my PM skincare routine. Now, the cleanser I'm currently using that's in my shower for PM use is by Peter Thomas Roth. It's their gentle foaming cleanser, and it's a cleanser and makeup remover in one. So it's got vitamins and some other actives inside. Now, this has a pump. My first pump, I will spread the cleanser on my face, and then the second pump is what I actually pump onto the brush head in the actual hole. There's like a middle hole right there. That is where I put the second pump. With the Mia 3, once you first press in the center button here, that will turn on the first speed. So this is going to be the lowest setting, so you can turn that on first when you're about to wash your face. Then there's the up arrow, so the second speed will be your medium speed. Then of course for me, I always turn it on and go right up to the third. And that's the third level. I can feel it. And the light is shining right there. Each speed allows a certain amount of seconds that's already programmed in the device. So that way I really get a thorough cleanse. So I first start off with my forehead because my forehead is going to get 20 seconds. Then I do my T-zone. So they're saying the nose and then the chin, and I do like the smile lines as well. That is another 20 seconds. And then the cheeks. So one side of your cheeks, you're going to get about another, I think it's 30 seconds. And then you get another amount of seconds on your right cheek. So that's kind of how it is. And that's how I actually know when to actually change the actual sections on my face. So when I first start off with my forehead, what I do is, and it may seem silly, but I have to do this because I noticed that I was loosening up my brow hairs. So what I actually do is for my forehead, I will cover like the brow. I'm not going to do it too much because I have stuff on my brows. I actually will go like that, you know, kind of cover it. So when I'm working the device will touch my finger and it won't go anywhere near my brow hairs. When the device is on, I'm not going in huge circles. I'm not tugging on the skin. I'm just letting it do its thing. So as it's vibrating and it's going, I just go like that around that surface area. Now once I get to my nose area and anywhere else, you know, I'm not trying to protect my brows. So here's when I get in a lot closer. I go in and I just make sure that I'm just trying to get into the grooves. You know, I'll go like this, and then on the chin area. Then once it beeps, I move on to the left cheek, and then the last and final beep, I move on to the right. I notice with the right side, I tend to kind of go like this, so I can kind of get underneath my jaw, along my jawline, and then I'm done. And since I'm already in the shower, this is something that I also do. I will actually take the brush head off and start just letting the water clean this out, because there'll be some, you know, some gunk sometimes left up in here. You may have your leftover foundation might be in here, soap suds. I just make sure that this is cleaned out each and every time I use it. I'll just pop it back on. And there you go. You know, just kind of clean it out like that. And then I just get out of the shower. I always put the lid back on, and then I put it right back into its stand. And that's all I do. There's two takeaways I want you to, well, take with you before we kind of close out the video. The first is I feel that the actual Clarisonic itself and the system has been misquoted for quite some time. I noticed that it's either someone will state that the device is exfoliating the skin, and it's written in like print that it's exfoliating device. I want definitely to let you know it's not an exfoliating device. If you've ever had a Sonic Care type toothbrush and you're brushing your teeth, think of it like that. The Sonic technology is not exfoliating your tooth. It's kind of, you know, it's loosening up the plaque, it's loosening up the food in your gum and your tooth. That's what it's doing. It's the same technology with the brush. It's moving, it's vibrating, and it's going, you know, fast enough where with the naked eye we can't see it. But what it's doing is it's just loosening up the dead skin. It's loosening up that area. We can't see it with our naked eye, but that's what it's doing. It's not exfoliating where it's actually shedding the skin, seeing the dead skin like peel up, like how you would use an actual exfoliating product. It's not doing that. So I do not consider it an exfoliating device. Then we move on with our additional products to help, you know, take that dead skin away, take the product away, or what it's doing as far as cleaning our skin, really cleaning the skin in itself. Second would be just, I feel, our skin types in general. There's a lot of people I know cannot take the Clarisonic device, whether it's on a routine basis, like I use it every night. There's lots of people I know, friends and family, they can't use it every single day. They may have sensitive skin, they may not have sensitive skin, but their skin just can't take it no matter what brush head they use. And that's okay. We have now so many options with other cleansing devices on the market. We didn't have that before. It was just kind of Clarisonic just was like the monopoly, was the only device. But now there's other brands, drugstore brands as well, that have cleansing devices, not only at a much affordable price, but I think that their brush heads, some of them are so sensitive that maybe it might work for your skin. We also have the, I believe it's pronounced Fiora, where it's like a vibrating type device as well. I've tried it. I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't like it. I prefer my Clarisonic, but that is something where it's probably not going to harm your skin. Or like I said at the beginning of the video, perhaps there's not a device for you, and that's okay too. Again, you know your skin the best, and definitely before you jump into something that is an investment, whether you pick Mia 1, 2, or 3, definitely make sure you're doing your research and your due diligence. And if you are able to get it from a retailer that has easy returns, definitely go that route. That way, at least you can try it. If you don't like it, you can take it back, get your money back. Moving on to my updated fall winter AM and PM skincare routines. I've already filmed AM. I just need to edit that one, and then we'll be moving on to PM. If you do already own a Clarisonic, Mia 1, 2, or 3, or you own another cleansing device, leave some comments, let me know what it is, How's it working out for you? And also if you own their new profile system one, the one that's supposed to lift and firm, I would love to know your thoughts on that device as well as that particular brush head. I want to thank you for stopping by and watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.